Today's video, we're going to talk about the new collab that has popped up for EU Asia, and also talk about which one you should pull for. If you like all my videos and content, hit the sub button, hit the like button, hit that bell dingy dingy thing so you know when I post a video. Let's go, baby. Tip of the day. For this collab, honestly, I would try to summon for one of each unit, because after the collab, you're not going to be able to pull exchange shard pieces from the shop for these collab units. I have all three personally, and you can use them in Altar Blessing later if you want to, but I would highly suggest you at least try to get one of each. Summon one Hyeonu Kim, summon one NARIN, and summon one RYEONG. After that, you can listen to this video and decide who you want to use on the rest of the summons if you want to keep spamming them. It depends on what you truly want and need on your account. The more you know. Alright, first let's talk about the free 4-star unit that you get, which is a support, and that is AV. She's actually really good for a 4-star support, especially in PvE. What she brings to the table is an attack down and a crit rate down for 16 seconds. So that will mitigate damage coming in. Her heal gives you a defense buff, mitigating more damage, and recovers 32% of the target's HP. It's an AoE heal. Now you might think that's not very good or a lot of healing, but if you see her passive, this was what makes her good in PvE. When any of her team members get hit by a boss, it's a 15-second cooldown and it will use the heal, giving you another defense buff and another 32% AoE heal. So with the attack down, crit rate down, and defense buff, you're mitigating a lot of damage, and she actually has 2 heals, not just 1. So if you need that kind of healer in PvE, she's definitely good. Now let's talk about the new collab 5-star monsters. And it's not really a tier list for these 3. It really depends on what you want and what you already have in your account. Hyeonu Kim, he is overall good everywhere. He does not shine in one specific area, not PvP, not PvE. He's just average all over the board. He can remove buffs, and if he removes buffs, he gets invincibility. He also does bonus damage based off the buffs removed. He also has a 40% ignore defense attack on a 3 mana cost, kind of like Bulldozer, but it's based off of his attack. But after that single attack, he has an AoE attack as well. If the target is a monster, he will get an attack buff. If someone strips any of his buffs, his invincibility, his attack, he gets attack up and crit rate up. His ultimate is really good too, and him being 3 mana cost, you can spam that ignore defense skill. If there's no buffs to remove, the ultimate is huge. It's AoE damage, removing all beneficial effects from the enemies, and giving himself invincibility and bonus damage for buff removal. But really, it just depends. He's not like good or even seen in PvP, but I'm sure there's cases where you could use him against like Hell Lady Ethna or whatever. He's a warrior, he targets assassins. In PvE, you could probably use him too, spamming that first skill for the ignored defense, and having AoE is good in places like Rupture, things like that. He's just overall good like everywhere. He's not great, he's just good. The warrior RYEONG. Now she's gotten 2 balance changes already, and it's been 2 buffs. There's been a lot of changes to her, including different skills and mana costs, etc. I feel like RYEONG is in a very good place right now. For PvP, she's the best out of the 3. Her damage is based off of attack and her HP. She can remove a buff, she can apply a defense down. She also can give herself a defense buff, plus a damage dealt up buff as well. She also has a special passive. If a win unit is doing damage to RYEONG, damage taken down by 15%. If it's a water monster attacking RYEONG, it's damage taken down 30%. And if an enemy is defeated, she gets an attack buff. I feel like she's a very good candidate for vampire runes, which you don't see a lot of. but she has technically everything that you need to be self-sustainable. Damage mitigation, attack buff, defense down, damage dealt up, buff removal. She's definitely the best COLLAB PvP monster right now. And last but not least, NARIN. She is the best PvE COLLAB monster you can choose. Now, it really depends on what you have in your account. If you have a maxed out, super pumped up Argon, Wind Vampire, you might not necessarily need NARIN. You could pair up Argon and NARIN to have the best two natural 5-star PvE damage dealers. But if you really are saving resources, like I talked about before in previous videos, focus on PvP for natural 5-star units until you at least get hard stuck in power level late game where you can't do some PvE or whatever. Then you can focus on Nat 5s. But if you do want one of the best damage dealers in PvE, then NARIN is it. She has a great book effect giving crit damage. She gets bonus damage against fire units, which she's water, so she already gets that bonus, plus she gets an extra bonus. And she has the same thing as Argon, doing damage based off the target's harmful effects. She has a defense down, she has frostbite, she has block beneficial effects, which is amazing in light hard mode special expedition. And you need a mage there. But the question may be, Barcode, which banner do I summon on? Like I said, it depends on your account. But I highly suggest to try to at least get one of each COLLAB unit. If I was to give you an order, I'd probably go NARIN, then RYEONG, then Keanu Reeves. And then when you have one copy of the three, then you can decide which banner to summon on. That's it for today's video. I have a special video for you tomorrow. I normally don't post on Saturdays. Hell, I normally don't post 2 videos in one day like today. I'm just feeling really giggity. Plus, I missed a couple days in the last 2 weeks, so I gotta make it up, right? Watch out for the video on Saturday, because I'm gonna talk about what's in NARIN's book that she's holding. If you like this video, sub, like, ding ding bell. See you in the next one. Peace!